Do you ever find that every time you look at the clock, it's always the same time? Today's story comes from a netizen named A River of Spring Water Flows Eastward, who is a full-time online writer and serializes his works on the largest online literature platform in China. He just finished a book not long ago and recently started a new book with the theme of tomb raiding. Everyone who writes novels knows that many people lack inspiration during the day and only have the desire to create at night. Our Xiaozhang is also like this. He usually updates his novel before 12 o'clock. After updating the novel, he will continue to write until about 4 o'clock in the morning before resting. Everything was normal when writing this book. But since his tomb raiding novel started to be serialized, some strange things happened. On the first day of serializing this novel, Xiaozhang still followed the old rules and updated an article before 12 o'clock. After that, because he had a manuscript in hand, he didn't write anymore and went to sleep after updating. But he suddenly woke up in the middle of the night, saw the time at 4:44 in the morning, and also heard the sound of the keyboard, but the computer monitor was not on. Because he was still very sleepy just after waking up, he thought it might be the cat at home jumping on the keyboard, so he didn't care. But what is inexplicable is that from that day on, for a whole week, he would wake up every day at 4:44 in the morning. One day, because he had a cold, Xiaojiang's writing speed was a bit slow, and he was preparing to turn off the computer and rest when he casually took a look at the time, and it was 4:44 again, not a minute off. In addition, in the remaining 6 days, even if he had just fallen asleep, he would suddenly wake up, each time accompanied by the sound of the keyboard. It is hard to say whether it was awakened by the sound of the keyboard. Xiaozhang uses that kind of blue-axis keyboard, which is quite noisy, and besides the cat, it can be heard very clearly. The young man in the middle has also seen it several times. The cat is indeed jumping on the keyboard, but the time is always 4:44. This is a bit unbelievable and a bit scary. Until the 8th day of serialization, Xiaozhang just slept for a while in the early morning and woke up, and there was still the sound of the keyboard. At this time, Xiaozhang recalled these 7 days, every day at 4:44. That day, he deliberately looked at the time later, enduring the urge to look at the time, and waited for a long time. Xiaozhang opened his mobile phone, who knew, it was 4:44 again. At this time, the keyboard was still ringing. At that time, Xiaojiang's scalp was blown up. He got up from the bed, turned on the flashlight on his mobile phone, and rushed to the computer. Sure enough, the cat at home was jumping on the keyboard. Xiaozhang was angry, and he directly took the cat out and put it in the cat nest in the living room. Then, when he put down the cat and pushed the door back to the bedroom, he couldn't walk immediately, and his legs became soft directly. Because he suddenly thought of one thing: he had just changed the bedroom door lock not long ago, and it is necessary to use his fingerprint to enter the bedroom from the outside. Every day when writing, he is afraid of the cat making trouble, so he puts the cat in the cat nest in the living room every time. How did the cat get into the bedroom? Thinking of this, Xiaozhang suddenly felt that he was staring at countless eyes, and he didn't dare to sleep after turning on all the lights in the room, and he started to send all kinds of messages for help. Finally, a friend replied to him in the morning and introduced a person. That person let Xiaozhang lie in bed every night, and hang 7 characters around the bed with his index finger and middle finger, and the matter was solved. That night, he slept very well. Later, Xiaozhang asked that person, but that person didn't say why this happened, just said that if Xiaozhang would be afraid, anyway, this is not a big problem, just do as he said. I don't know if you have encountered such a strange phenomenon in life, that is, when I look at the time, I always see that point. Well, see you next story.